Coach Tanya here, the Love Doctor for Awakening Minds and Marriages. For those of you who don't know me, I am a relationship coach, a spiritual life coach, an intuitive healer, published author, and I have a degree in behavioral science with the specialty of family and mental health studies. So all of that combined helps me to achieve my mission to help people heal from their toxicity and to produce better marriages. So today we are going to talk about 10 red flags to stop dating someone. Now there are of course more than 10, but these 10 stuck out to me dealing with toxic relationships, and definitely these 10 will help you to, and when I give you the 10 signs, I'm going to break each one of them down, the psychology behind each one of them, so to speak, so that you can understand what type of relationship you are looking forward to. Because if you continue to date this particular person, you're going to definitely experience most of or some of the things that I'll talk about. So, red flag number 1, petty as hell over the smallest things. Now, sometimes I do know that some people do deserve a dose of their own medicine. I get that. That's not in your character though. That's just something that you do to get a response that you may want from somebody because you're tired of them doing a certain thing to you. But I'm talking about somebody that's petty. That if you notice that if you forget something or you can't do something, or make a minor error, a simple mistake, and they gotta get you back. They're thinking retaliation against you. At that point, they see you as their enemy. And if somebody can continuously, and again, this is somebody that's continuously responding to you in petty manners, or because eventually what this does is it leads you to become petty, because you become conditioned to responding to them, and you begin to have the same expectations that they have. I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me. I have personally dealt with somebody that was so freaking petty. I became just as petty, and actually I was better at it than him. But it took me out of my character norm. That was a toxic relationship I had to remove myself out of. But that was a red flag that I didn't pay attention to. I brushed it off as, oh, are you petty? Oh, okay. No. And again, this is consistent pettiness. If that's their first line of defense against you, they see you as an enemy. And if they see you as an enemy when you're dating, they can't separate their emotions from you. They'll always create conflicting situations in your relationship. And another thing, that means that they are not easily able to forgive. And that's not good, because when you're in a relationship, particularly a marriage, you're definitely, that's a skill, gift, talent you're gonna have to have, or your marriage is gonna fail, because people offend you. You have to learn to not take offense and not let it build itself up to where you become guarded to this person. So being petty over the smallest, and again, I'm not talking about that they might do it because they're tired of you doing something. If they keep telling you something, keep telling you to stop doing something and you just keep doing it, that's petty right there. But if they stop doing something that you asking them to do or whatever, then that's different. But again, I'm talking about constant petty. The first line of defense is get you back, get you back, get you back, retaliate. Petty as hell. Let them go. Number 2, passive aggressive behaviors. These are the type of people, now this is not to separate from cheaters and liars, ghost texters, but passive aggressive behavior in dating. And pretty much what I'm talking about for this 10 key steps is for those that you have been dating on a perspective, maybe a month or so, and you've gotten a little bit more comfortable, or exclusively dating, or whatever you want to call it, to where you're comfortable with this person and you can see character traits. You're not just seeing responses or reactions. You're seeing who this person is. I'm talking about that dating. Passive aggressive behaviors, emotionally unavailable. That's what this is. These people that, say for instance, you call them, they're mad, they don't answer your call. You have to call them 10 times for them to answer you. And then it just, passive aggressive, or they don't respond, or they get mad at you and they'll walk away, or they don't want to talk about it, or they don't want to deal with an issue, or they are unable to communicate their emotions, except anger, that's their favorite one, or rejection, they easily reject you, they shut you out. Those are signs of emotional intelligence that's not there. They're lacking that emotional intelligence to be able to emotionally withstand the things that come within a relationship. So again, while you're dating someone, we have to be careful of who we select as our permanent life partners, because that dating process tells you what the fuck you're gonna be married, period. So if they're petty in the beginning when they're loving you or courting you, or it's fresh and new, imagine 20 years from now when y'all can't stand each other. and the can't stand each other is gonna come from the pettiness and the passive aggressive behaviors. Number 3, emotional abuse, typically to punish you. So that goes back to the passive aggressive behaviors. They'll do things to taunt you. They'll ignore you. They talk down at you. They make you chase them. They gaslight you. They play mind games. They shift and project their unhealthy feelings and ideas onto you. They're unable to let go of their past and put it onto you, blame you for things. They use the emotions that you have for them, top it with their lack of emotional maturity, and use it to punish you. So if they feel like you've done something to offend them, then they'll verbally abuse you. That's emotional abuse. And justify it through something that they figure was a reason why they were okay. But again, you got to remember they're emotionally unavailable. They're emotionally immature. Lack emotional intelligence. So they're unable to, and if they're showing you this in the beginning, trust and believe that there is an unresolved issue that they need to deal with. And if you go into this relationship with them, you're going to deal with it too. Number 4, getting caught in lies. Oh my God, even those small little white lies. Now this one for me, a white lie to me is you doing a surprise birthday party for your mate and you don't want them to know. So you might have to lie about talking to somebody or that's a white lie. You're just lying to get out of situations often and they're not major lies to where they're going to damage something right then. Is not a white lie. That is a pre-indication that this person is a fucking liar. And if they're lying to you, constantly being caught in lies in the dating process, imagine what their lies is going to do to you later on and how you're going to respond to it and what their lie is going to look like from your response. So constantly being caught in lies, it's you can't trust a liar. And once trust is gone from a relationship, and I'm actually going to do a video about that as well. Once trust is gone from a relationship, it can be restored if the person that destroyed the trust goes through the process that's required of the person that they destroyed the trust with, and they fully go through that process, then that other person can soften their heart. And if it's consistent with what it is, like for instance, my ex-husband cheated on me often, and one time he actually confessed being in the bathroom on the phone with the woman. So after the situation and we're healing, I would have a problem with him going to the bathroom on the phone. He would only do it when he was mad at me. Then he would close the door and lock it. Same thing. Although he was confessing to me, he wasn't cheating anymore. But what is the mind to be stuck with believing? Emotional abuse. That's emotional abuse. Number 5, controlling everything and not caring about what you want or what you need or what's best for you or what you like or, your favorite. So say you have somebody that's always picking the restaurant, always picking the movie, always picking the route to wait, it just controlling. If they're trying to make you feel secure and letting them know that you, like a man, if he's trying to make you feel secure as a woman and let you know that he can protect you and take care of things, that does not mean control everything. That means getting her input as well, paying attention to what she likes and needs, and then going from there. Now it's different if you're paying attention to your mate And that's not controlling, that's paying attention and meeting the needs. So if you're paying attention to your wife and you know that she likes Mexican food and you want to surprise her by going out on a date, you like Chinese food, but you know you guys have had some conflict and you're trying to make things up. What you gonna do? Chinese food or Mexican food? Take your pick. The control is, I don't care about her feelings. I'm about to eat Chinese food. I don't care about that because I'm tired of Mexican food. We had that last time we went out there, even though I made her. It's just the controlling aspect of it is someone that has a personality disorder. This is someone that has a imbalance in power. They don't understand the concept of balance, boundaries, and power. So they may have grown up powerless, unable to express their emotions, unable to do the things that they wanted to do. Like me, for instance. And I'm actually, I had to go through my period of learning I'm a control freak, because when I was young, I wanted to play basketball, but my mother wanted me to swim. My brother was a swim coach. He was the best, yes, of course, and whatever. But I wanted to go to a certain high school so I could play basketball. They had a decent basketball team. But my brother wanted me to go to another school because they had a good swim team. I was powerless. I didn't have any say-so. So what I did and responded to that was, when I went to that school, I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't perform my best. And I was a good swimmer. I didn't perform my best, just to spite my mother for not allowing me to express myself. Now, growing up, that looked like my way or the highway. That was a red flag for men that I dated. And when I actually, I love to plug my book. When I wrote my book, Mending the Broken Heart, I actually went to several of the men that I dated and asked them some things about me that I did to destroy the relationship we had. And control freak or know-it-all was one of them. And this is the first time I've ever disclosed that, because I always talk about that and I never tell that story. But anyway, that was a result of me being powerless to situations that I should have had control over as a child. So again, if they're showing you, I've dealt through that. I've learned to have balance, so I don't have that problem anymore, because I definitely want a man that can take the lead, not take control, but take the lead and lead me down the right path in a powerful manner. But control me, no, because the only person that controls my mind is me. And if anybody is allowed to, it's because I gave them permission to. So controlling everything and not caring about what you want is a red flag. Number 6, feelings of entitlement. Now, this is more along the lines of somebody with a personality disorder, somebody that grew up with a lot of freedom, maybe a narcissistic person. My soon-to-be ex-husband is actually narcissistic, very much so, very bad narcissist, like probably the worst, I don't know. I would say he's a textbook narcissist, the highest capacity. Very difficult to deal with. And at the end of our marriage, I actually asked him what made him feel like he could do all of the things that he did to me. And his response was, I felt entitled. I feel like that's what a wife, once I'm married to you, I'm entitled to have and do whatever I want. And as my wife, you're entitled to, because that's your position. That's your position. That is my position. That was my position as his wife, to put up with every freaking thing that he dished out, because that was me showing him I loved him. Because growing up, his love was stuck in the basement with a bunch of people eating whenever the fuck you could, pretty much. So that was love, when you got scraps of something. When you had to fight over something, when there was conflict and you had to battle through it, that was love. So for him, as a wife, the highest pedestal of somebody that represents love for you, even though his treatment towards me was not that thought process. As a wife, he's entitled to get and receive and me put up with whatever he wants. People with entitlement, they really want the focus, their focus, as well as your focus on them. They really don't care about you or what you want. They care about you from a perspective of what you can offer them, but they don't care about you from the perspective of what they can offer you. Because part of, and let me say this, I had to actually tell my ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, that, like, literally, what makes you think that you were entitled to? What makes you think that? One, he was raised to believe that. Two, his childhood traumas or his childhood upbringing reflected, do what you want to do and you don't have to answer for it. And whatever you get is because you are special and it's yours. Just because you breathe, you get clothes, or you get name brand shoes, or you get to go out and don't get a whooping, and you get to go have sex at 12 years old with 30-year-old women. You get to do those things. You know, you're entitled to that because of who you are. And again, this is a personality disorder. A narcissist, psychopaths, those that have borderline, you know, people that, and I have to advocate consciously for borderline, because I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and bipolar. But guess what? I figured out what that was. I maintained it. I empowered myself, and I don't even listen to that. I don't take the medicine. I don't do any of that. What I did was learn what was going on inside of me and what was creating these personalities. So instead of taking pills that made me feel like zombies, where I had no personality, I just started to do what I'm doing now and start working on myself and doing shadow work. So for me, it was a medical term that was not about to define me. It was more so the reality. I was an empathic person with no boundaries. Therefore, I accepted these things. I did these things. So me being with a man that felt entitled, I was dealing with insecurities and things about myself that felt that if you love somebody, you dish it out. You work it out. Whatever it is you go through, you work through the struggle. No. Number 7, creating conflict with you just to get a reaction out of you. That's another characteristic trait of a narcissist. Now, this person is irresponsible. They have no respect. They have no tact. They have no real genuine love. Again, personality disorder. They do things to get things from you. So, perfect example, I had this specialty kind of soda or pop that somebody gave me when I was at work. You know, a regular person that, because I work for police department as a traffic officer, and I work downtown Detroit. And there was somebody walking past me, and they were in a good mood, and I was in a good mood, because, you know, I made people laugh all the time. But anyway, they just walked past me and gave me this pop. They said, "You deserve it. It's delicious. You deserve it." Never opened it. Actually had it for about 6 or 7 months, a year. Never opened it. Husband tried to open it. I specifically expressed, "Don't touch my shit." A week or so later, out of anger and spite and vindictivity to get a reaction out of me, he drank a pop. I didn't even know that he drank it, because whatever day that was, I wasn't paying him no attention. I had totally shut down and ignored him because he was fucking with me and fishing for reeling in my emotions to fucking be in control. Anyway, that's another topic in Excel. And I'm actually going to do a video about narcissists. But anyway, I discovered that he drank this pop, I guess days later. He left the top in the sink, so it was stopping up my water when I was washing dishes. So he must have done it the day before that. Anyway, so I went to him and I asked him, "So I just want to know." No, I said, "So how did that soda that I asked you not to drink taste?" "It was good." I said, "That's interesting. So now what I need you to do is go find another one and go buy it for it." They're hard to find. They were hard to find. He said he knew where they were, but whatever. They're hard to find. Go find me one. So I asked him further down and broke it down what it was to get a reaction out of me. What? So you would disrespect something, a request that I gave you earlier. You had full knowledge of what it meant to me, how important it was to me, what it was for, and you did it anyway to get a reaction out of me, because what you were doing to me, which was evil and cruel already, I wasn't responding to. So you hurt me to hurt me. Stupid. Creating drama to get a reaction. So it would be like creating an argument. I dated this guy. He would actually literally create arguments with me so we could break up. He can go have fun and come back. Who does that? Who does that? Somebody who functions from toxicity. That's their base, that's their core. A red flag you don't want to deal with. Number 8, and we're almost done. Number 8, leaves you to deal with their drama or bullshit. So number 7, they'll create the bullshit and then they'll leave you to deal with it on your own. Now this person is definitely irresponsible. They definitely do not have real love. This particular person is unable to take accountability for their actions. And in a relationship, this is very important. Because if you are with somebody that does things to hurt you consistently, they're not going to hold themselves accountable. They're constantly going to blame you. They're going to shift and project, and it's going to be a problem. Again, a part of a personality disorder. So there is something inside of them to where they don't want to be wrong. So they probably grew up being wrong all the time. So they want to be right. They want to prove themselves right. In order to prove themselves right, they have to avoid and shut out whatever it is that they actually did wrong. They don't know how to maintain connections, and they don't know how to express their concerns or their feelings, and they don't know how to address conflict. That's not good at all, because in a marriage, in a relationship, you're going to argue, and if this person does things and leaves you to handle it to themselves, you're going to be stuck, left unloved, feeling unloved, uncared for, unattended to, and it's not healthy and it's not going to be a good thing, not for a relationship. So that's red flag number 8. Number 9, too aggressive. Too aggressive in their speech, too aggressive in their touch, too aggressive when they're having sex with you, if you've gotten to that level. Too aggressive with their emotions, just too aggressive. This person has the potential of being abusive to you. Now, those were red flags that my soon-to-be ex-husband now didn't display to me. He was the total opposite, so you have to be careful with that. But again, he was a narcissist, and narcissists like to pretend and role play. So he saw that I was very nurturing and compassionate and loving and caring, so he had to present himself as that manner so we could be equals and I could accept him. When in reality, he was a fucking crazy, aggressive, unhealed, angry, bitter, rage-filled fool. Anyway, but I mean, that's how bad narcissistic people can be to you. And I tried to stick it out. But again, that's a mental illness, and that's another subject in a video. Follow me, and we will definitely talk about that. The number 9, the too aggressive, is a potential for toxic relationships, toxic behaviors, and toxic just conflict. The aggression that they display in the dating phase will definitely pour over into the marriage or the relationship phase. Number 10, and I'm almost done here, so we're gonna wrap this up. Sorry, my baby's interrupting me, but we're gonna get this together. Number 10, wanting to be with you every waking second of every waking day. I'm sorry, I got something in my mind. Wanting to be with you every waking second of every waking day, or what other people call smothering you. Now it's okay. Now I actually had a coworker ask me the other day. She's dating this guy, perfect in every way, she says, but he's smothering her. She doesn't like that. She likes to be free and mingle and do what she want to do, and I understand that. But I told her look at it from his perspective. 1, he only sees you on the weekend. 2, he really likes you. He's willing and has asked her to marry him. But to her, I'm working during the week. On the weekend is my time. I don't want to spend all my free time dealing with you. I'm tired. I want to do me. Like I told her, that right there that can be fixed, because she really likes him and she's thinking about marrying him, but he's too clingy. So I gave her some information, let her know what she could do. I told her to tell him to call me, because that's a fixable thing. He's probably just been hurt in the past and he really likes her, and to protect his heart from being hurt again, he wants to keep her close. But at the same time, I let her know that can turn into a strategy for manipulation, for him getting what he wants and guilting you and making you feel bad because you don't want to be with him, because you do have other people. And having a balance of relationships between your mate and your friends and family and your work and your school or your kids or whatever, or yourself. it's a must. And if somebody's smothering you in the beginning, then that's definitely them trying to rush something. They're trying to hide something, and they're trying to secure that spot so that whatever it is that's they're trying to not disclose won't be discovered before you love them and it's too late. So these are my 10 red flags. I'm going to go over them again. Number 1, being petty of the smallest error you make. It's a sign that they see you as the enemy, potential chaos in the future. Number 2, passive aggressive behavior. That is an emotional, unavailable person, which means that they are dealing with unhealed pain that they're going to transfer and project to you. Emotional abuse to punish you. They shift, gaslight, confuse, they participate in confusing behaviors. Abuse of any kind is not good. So that's a potential. They lie too much. They're a control freak. Controlling means that they are battling internal issues of feeling powerless, and they're going to demand control and they're going to force it on you. Lying is, and I actually have a video for that as well. 5 reasons why men lie. And one of them being so they don't hurt you. They can't, number 2, they can't get what they want by telling the truth. That's just 2 of the 5. If you want to catch that, you can watch that video. But lies allows them to maintain that control, and that correlates with controlling everything. Number 6, feelings of entitlement. They feel they can do what they want to do and you better not fucking say shit. Problem. Number 7, creating conflict, which correlates with 8, leaves you to deal with the conflict on their own. They'll create situations of drama to get a reaction out of you, but yet will abandon you when you react to them. So that's a trick. They don't take accountability for their actions. That's a personality. That's no real love. That's a disorder that you, unless you want to go through that journey, you don't want to deal with. Number 9, too aggressive, potential to be abusive. And number 10, wanting to be around you too much, insecurities. So these are my 10 tips. I hope they helped you. I definitely am speaking from a place of personal experience, research, my writings. Again, if you take the advice of this video, you won't need to order this book because you won't set yourself up for your heart to be broken. And again, I also did a video about forgiveness and rejection and other things. And all of these things that I talk about are to help you either to prevent being in a toxic relationship or to help you get out of it. Because at some point in our lives, we have all been in toxicity, whether it's from your childhood or work or family. Some families, like aunties, uncles, moms, dads, are so fucking toxic, you can't even fuck with them. And if you don't deal with that, then those things come back to you. So learning red flags means that you have become empowered. Ignoring red flags means that you are a red flag yourself, because that means that you have internal or emotional issues or traumas that you haven't dealt with. Because if you can't see a flag as red as it is, and you think it's love, no, that's blood. Something's wrong with you. So thank you for joining me today. Like and share this page. Also subscribe, hit that button, hit that bell so you can get every latest detail. If you're on YouTube, if this is Facebook, like and share. If this is YouTube, or you're watching me on YouTube, you can follow me on social media, Facebook at Tanya the Author Austin. You definitely can join my group, Narcissistic Love, and again, Mending the Broken Heart. You can find my book online at outskirtspress.com/Mending the Broken Heart, and I'll make sure I put all of that in the caption down there. And I am doing my virtual intensive online 6-week course to complement this book. So go on my Facebook page, find out about all of that. Learn how to protect your heart, because if you leave your heart in the hands of a psychopath, narcissistic, evil, unhealed person, or somebody that's not ready for you, then you're definitely going to be constantly watching these videos and healing from pain. So the 10 red flags to stop dating. I hope you like this. Like and share. Take the advice. And if you need any help, definitely that's what Coach Tanya is here for. The Love Doctor wants to write your relationship prescription today. So go ahead and like and share that page. If you want to reach me personally, you can reach me on my cell, 248-842-8671. Just text me your name and whatever it is you like. Hi, have a good day. To the new you, goodbye. Adios to the old. Pay attention to those red flags and protect your heart from being broken. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.